Welcome to this virtual class. My name is Olumiwa Ironloye, and I'll be your facilitator for EDM 121, Introduction to Organization of Schools in Nigeria. Introduction to Organization of Schools in Nigeria. In this first study session, you shall be learning the concepts of school and education, concept of school and education. And when you are studying this session, you should be able to define school. You should also be able to describe the different types of schooling. You should also be able to explain the purpose of school. You should be able to state the features of a school and also be able to define education. The school. The school is an important instrument for transmitting the culture of the society and promoting societal change. The school is referred to as a social unit with design structures within a micro community. This means that it is an integral part or a subset of the society. It is also a planned institution where teaching and learning takes place. That is, every school exists within a society, and so it is a social unit, a subset of the society. A school is a place where structured and organized teaching and learning are carried out. It is important to note that the school is established for the purpose of education and training and can also be regarded as an instrument or tool for transmitting the culture of the society. One of the major ways that the culture of society can be perpetuated is through the instrumentality of the school. The school is a forum for learning where all the stakeholders come together to achieve a common goal. This common goal is knowledge production, which helps the individual to be independent and contribute to the society. However, schools are founded based on the laws of the society because they operate within a geographical location or environment and have boundaries. Every school exists within a society and is bound to operate within the laws of that society. And that's why every society has what is called education policy, which guides the way schools are managed. From all descriptions of the school so far, you will agree with me that a school is a formal institution where all resources, that is physical, human, and financial, are judiciously used and guided by administrative principles, rules, and regulation. Schooling. Schooling refers to the process of teaching and learning under the guide of a teacher. The relationship between the teacher and the learner is an important aspect of schooling. I am the teacher here while you are the learner. For you to have a rewarding learning experience, there has to be a cordial relationship between the two of us. And so the relationship between the teacher and the learner is an important aspect of schooling. It has to be cordial. So schooling is considered all effort and material put in place to support the teachers and the learners during the teaching learning process. Based on the foregoing, you are currently undergoing the process of schooling. So what we're doing now is called schooling. What are the types of schooling we have? The first one is the formal schooling. In formal schooling is the classroom-based structure of teaching and learning. Whether virtual or physical, there has to be a classroom where the teacher and the students will meet. The teachers and the learners must meet somewhere, which is the classroom. And what are the forms of formal education? Where we have the pre-primary school. The pre-primary school refers to early childhood education, which supports the transition from home to school. This includes any form of education prior to primary education, and it is targeted at young children before they attend primary school. The teaching learning pupil-teacher ratio in this in pre-primary school is 1 to 25. That is, to every 25 students, there must be at least a teacher to manage them. So in the pre-primary education, children are made to learn before they enter primary school, and learning process are organized through play method, rote learning, exploration, and identification of objects. Next is the primary education. The primary school consists of 6-year education, and it is designed for children between ages 6 to 12 years ages 6 to 12 years. And primary education in Nigeria is a structured formal learning that supports children to transit to secondary education. This is the education that children are given before they proceed to secondary education. Primary education is considered to be the foundation stage for all other levels of education. And as such, it is expected to expose children to sound education. The primary education is broken into 2 stages. We have the lower basic, which is from primary 1 to 3, and the upper basic, which is from primary 4 to 6. There also is the secondary school. The secondary level is also divided into the junior secondary, which is 3 years, and the senior secondary, which is also 3 years. The junior secondary education is the last component of the basic education program that absorbs students from primary school, and it provides the child with basic knowledge and skills for entrepreneurship and educational advancement. And the teacher pupil ratio at this level is 1 to 35. At the senior secondary school level, students are offered post-basic education and career development, both post-basic education and career development. And the purpose of secondary education is to impart common knowledge and prepare students for higher education. The last stage of formal education is the higher institution. This refers to a tertiary or post-secondary institution that provides formal and informal education that will help to meet the needs and interests of all Nigerians. And this is offered in colleges of education, polytechnics, and universities. And these are the 3 main places where tertiary education can be acquired. We also have the informal schooling. Informal schooling provides opportunity for interaction without formal structure and can go on in one's life on a daily basis. This occurs everywhere and occurs every day from cradle to grave in the life of an individual. The non-formal schooling has no laid down principle and duration. It is of diverse ages, and sometimes there's no process of certification. The example includes the nomadic education programs and adult literacy programs. What is the purpose of a school? The school's major function is education and socialization of the individual. The purpose of the school are intellectual development. The school exists primarily for the provision of education, that is to achieve educational goals and objectives by equipping the individual with intellectual tools needed for personal growth. The second one is economic development. Education, the school equips the child with social, civic, and vocational skills needed for survival and makes them capable of contributing to educational economic development. The next one is cultural and social development. The school helps to create awareness among members of the society. This involves the development of a sense of moral and ethical value for cultural heritage. Like we said, that's one of the ways that the culture of a society can be perpetuated is by giving education, which is done in the school. So that's the purpose of a school. Political development is also another purpose of the school. Education, the school helps the child to develop a sense of national consciousness and unity, as well as creating international awareness. The last one is historical development. It supports rediscovering the past in relation to the present for the purpose of projecting the society in the future. If we don't know where we're coming from, we may not be able to forge a definite traction for progress in our society. So the school also helps in the historical development of the society. What are the fundamental features of a school? The fundamental features of a school. Number one, age specification. For every level of education, there are age groups that are expected to participate. For instance, this preschool is for children before the age of 6, between age 1 to 5. while primary education is for ages 6 to 12. So age specification is an important feature of a formal school. Teacher involvement. There is the need of the teacher. Like as you are learning here, I as the teacher is involved in your learning process. So the teacher is also true. There is a need for a teacher who will teach and impart knowledge and skills to the student. There is also the learner's involvement. There cannot be a school without learners. The school exists to serve the learners. So the learners are also important because they take part in the learning process. In the learning environment, the learners are important. There's also the compulsory attendance. In the formal school, there is compulsory attendance. Both the teacher and the students are expected to participate, are expected to be on ground, whether virtually or physically. So there is compulsory attendance. Obligatory curriculum. There is design curriculum that must be followed in the process of imparting skills and knowledge to the students. So in the formal schooling, there is an obligatory curriculum. The last one, the next one is classroom environment. There is also the need for a classroom, whether virtual or physical, where the learner and the teachers will meet to create learning experiences that will help the learner to acquire skills and knowledge. So there is the need for a classroom. There is also organized timetables. Learning experiences are put into timetables allocated by time for the students to learn. In a formal school, it is important. Learning cannot be done haphazardly. It has to be programmed with the use of timetable. There is also location. Learning is location-based. Schools are location-bound. That is, there must be a specific place where teachers and learners assemble for the purpose of teaching and learning. There is also specialized staffing for every course, for every subject. There is the need for the teachers to be specialized in various disciplines. And beyond that, there are also other staff that provide support services, like the bussers, the accountants, like the cleaners, the clerical staff, the counselor. There are so many, even the nurses who provide, who work in the sick bay. So there are other specialized staff who work in a formal school. There's also specialized resources. This entails the school buildings, furniture, equipment, and instructional facilities and materials used to enhance learning. What is education? Education refers to the process of learning and acquiring new knowledge, skills, values, attitudes, abilities, and competencies for self-development. It's a developmental process that promotes innate abilities and potentials of individuals in a way to achieve intentions and contribute to the society. The National Policy on Education describes education as an instrument for national development and social change. Institutions for education include the school, home, church, mosque, and community. So we want to differentiate between education and schooling. So we're going to differentiate between education and schooling. The first one, we are going to differentiate based on purpose specification. Education develops in individuals a wider perspective and outlook to life. On the other hand, the school prepares individuals for life through inculcation of basic skills, which centers on reading, writing, and numeracy. Based on knowledge specification, education increases knowledge that helps to shape individuals' opinion. On the other hand, the school gives knowledge to navigate life. Based on time specification, education is a lifelong process which starts from birth to death. On the other hand, the school is time-bound as teachers and learners stay for its prescribed time for learning to take place. And based on location specification, education can take place anywhere and at any time in both structured and unstructured environments. On the other hand, the school operates in a specific place with structured teaching and design outcome. Based on program specification, education relates to a broad range of life experiences with the purpose of helping people to deal with life challenges. On the other hand, school has a limited range of experiences controlled by a sequence curriculum which provides learners with desirable abilities for achieving learning goals. We have come to the end of this study session. So now that you have completed this study session, you can assess how well you have achieved its learning outcome by answering the following questions. The first one, what do you understand by the term school? The second one, list and explain the types of schooling. The third one, highlight and explain the purpose of schooling. The fourth one, list and explain the features of a school. List and explain the features of a school. The last one there, with the use of a table, identify the basic differences between education and schooling. In this study session, you have learned that the school is a planned institution where teaching and learning take place, and it is a tool for transmitting the culture of the society from one generation to another. You have also learned the different types of schooling, which are formal schooling, which comprises the pre-primary, primary, secondary, and post-secondary school, the informal schooling, and non-formal schooling. You have also learned the purpose of schooling is to educate the individuals, support their socialization process, and help them to build good character, inculcate the right values and attitude, and provide knowledge and experiences needed for them to survive and contribute to the society. You have also learned the features of a school, which include age specification, teachers' involvement, learners' involvement, compulsory attendance, obligatory curriculum, classroom environment, organized timetable, location, specified staff, and specialized resources. You have also learned that education is the process of learning and acquiring new knowledge, skills, values, attitudes, abilities, and competencies for self-development, and can be differentiated based on purpose, knowledge, time, location, and program specifications. Thank you for listening. I would like you to do further reading by clicking on the link on your screen. Do further reading, and I'd like to hear from you. I want to also share from whatever you have learned after this class. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.